Hello, I'm FWC Officer Adam Brown, and I'm here with FWC Marine Biologist Denise Boyd. Today we would like to discuss living with manatees. I started as an officer with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, or FWC, in 2006. As an officer, my primary responsibilities are to patrol the woods and the water, assisting both Florida's public and wildlife, and enforcing wildlife regulations to ensure their safety and sustainability for generations to come. I typically patrol Sarasota and Charlotte counties, but will often work outside this area depending on the need. Currently, I hold the title of Public Information Officer for FWC's Division of Law Enforcement. In this role, I act as a liaison, providing coordinated communication between our agency and the public. For this position, my area of responsibility spans 6 counties, which include Sarasota, Charlotte, Lee, Hardy, Highlands, and DeSoto.
Hi there, and thank you for joining us today. As Adam said, my name is Denise Boyd, and I'm a marine mammal biologist for the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's Wildlife Research Division. I have been with FWC for the last 15 years and have 10 years of prior experience from Virginia. I oversee a marine mammal field lab and 4 other marine mammal biologists in the southwest region of Florida. My team and I respond to 10 counties of southwest Florida. That includes counties from Sarasota south to the Everglades and inland to Lake Okeechobee. Our primary job duty is response to marine mammals. That includes manatees, dolphins, and whales. We respond and rescue, if an intervention is deemed necessary, any marine mammals that are in distress or entangled. Additionally, we respond to deceased marine mammals to conduct an examination called a necropsy. This will help us to determine the cause of stranding or death of the animal. We also conduct and participate in marine mammal research projects such as temperature monitoring, photographic identification of animals, genetic sampling, health assessments, and telemetry tracking projects. As I stated earlier, our primary response is to marine mammals in Southwest Florida, and all marine mammals throughout Florida are protected by the Marine Mammal Protection Act. In our coverage area, our most common response is to the Florida manatee. Florida manatees inhabit coastal and inland waters in both salt and freshwater systems of Florida, and they can also be found in the nearby surrounding states during warmer months. Adult manatees average 9 to 10 feet in length, but they can grow up to 13 feet and weigh up to 3,500 pounds. Manatees are herbivores and can consume up to 10% of their body weight in vegetation per day. Because they eat only vegetation, they have molars for teeth, as you can see here in this skull that I've brought with me. So the manatees have only molars in each quadrant of their upper and lower jaw. These teeth will wear down as they eat and will be replaced by new ones from the back. These teeth move forward approximately 2 millimeters per month and are referred to as marching molars. The second most common stranding in a response area is the bottlenose dolphin. Dolphins are different from manatees in that their diet consists primarily of fish. They not only inhabit coastal waters, but are offshore waters as well. We sometimes observe them in some of the brackish systems of our coastal rivers. Their teeth, as you can see here on the table in front of me, and also this is a dolphin skull, they have a lot more teeth present, and they are all sharp and pointed, as you can see here on the table. These are very different from manatees, as they are meant to grasp their prey only. They feed by catching and grasping fish and then will swallow them without chewing. Anatomically, they have accounted for that by they have additional stomachs which help with digestion. Unfortunately, marine mammals face many threats in our area, and those include both natural occurring threats such as disease, biotoxins, some of which are produced by red tide, viruses, and age-related issues. But they also can be negatively impacted by man-made threats from vessel and fishing interactions, marine debris ingestion, and entanglements. In fact, in Florida, a significant portion of the yearly mortality in manatees is attributed to vessel strikes, and Adam's going to further elaborate on this topic.
As Denise mentioned, boat strikes are the leading cause of manatee injuries and deaths in Florida. Approximately 25% of manatee deaths are attributed to propeller strikes. Each year, the number of registered boaters increases. We now have nearly 1 million registered vessels on the water in Florida, more than any other state. And with that increased boating activity comes the higher likelihood that a negative encounter between a vessel and a manatee might occur. It is very important that operators do all they can to avoid these kinds of encounters. Fortunately, there are several things that you can do to help protect these mammals. Number 1, always be aware of your surroundings. Do not allow yourself to be distracted while operating your vessel. Distractions include cell phones, GPS, even the subjects that are on your vessel. Stay inside the marked channel and follow posted speed limits. Manatees are slow movers, but if you follow the posted speeds and are off plane and operating slowly in these manatee zones, they have a much better chance of getting out safely. Wear polarized sunglasses. This reduces the effects of glare on the water and allows the operator to see the manatees before a collision. Look for their footprints. In darker water, manatees can be very difficult to spot. However, they will often leave a circular swirl or a footprint from their tail on the surface of the water. That's a telltale sign that manatees are in the area. Be aware when operating near warmer waters, such as rivers, creeks, and power plants, and near grass flats, as these are the areas that they tend to congregate.
In addition to Adam's recommendations to safely boat near areas where manatees and other marine mammals are present, there are several other ways that you can help. If you see a distressed, dead, or entangled marine mammal, please contact our 24-hour hotline number, 888-404-3922. Report the location of the incident, and if possible, provide a photo or video. Number 1, and very important, please do not intervene or push a beached manatee, dolphin, or whale back into the water. These animals almost always strand for a reason, such as illness, injury, or other medical issues. If they are pushed back, they can sustain further injuries, often to their flippers, and when pushed back into the waters in a weakened or injured state, they can drown. Same thing goes for entangled marine mammals. Please do not intervene or attempt to remove the entanglement. You could be injured, you could cause further injury to the animal, or leave some of the residual entangling pieces on the animal, which over time makes them susceptible to infection, amputations, and or can leave items such as trash or fishing debris in the environment that can cause issues for other marine mammals. So please use that hotline number and allow biologists or trained responders to respond, assess, and determine if the animal or animals need to be brought in for rehabilitation. Number 2, if an intervention is deemed necessary, the biologist, with assistance from FWC law enforcement and other enforcement agencies, will respond to conduct a rescue. FWC law enforcement often act as first responders and provide an initial assessment of the animals, and then assist with our rescue efforts. After rescue, the animals are then transported to one of our several wonderful rehabilitation facilities here in Florida, such as Zoo Tampa, SeaWorld, and Miami Seaquarium for manatees, Moat Marine Lab, and Clearwater Marine Aquarium for dolphins and whales. If the animal is successfully rehabilitated, in most cases they are returned to the area where they were rescued and released by all partners. And the citizens that first reported the animal are also invited, and we all get to witness that rescue success. Number 3, we also encourage you to report if you accidentally strike a manatee with a vessel or witness a strike, so that we may initiate a response. 4, if you're a resident or visitor to our area and see manatees in nearby canals, residential areas, please do not provide them any fresh water or food. They are very adept at finding these freshwater and food from natural sources.
It's also illegal to do so. Do not do that.
Can be detrimental to the manatees over time if it brings them into close proximity to humans.
As with most things, education is the key to making your trip on the water safe and enjoyable for boaters and manatees alike. Florida always has a large number of seasonal guests that wish to enjoy our waters as well. It is important to educate yourself on boating safety regulations, channel signage, navigable waterways, weather, and boating safely with manatees. Speeding restrictions are strictly enforced throughout our waterways, and receiving a citation is not the preferred method of education. Be certain you are familiar with the definitions of slow and idle speed prior to operating your vessel through these restricted zones. Idle speed, or idle no wake, is the most restrictive vessel speed. Idle speed requires a vessel to proceed at a speed no greater than that which to maintain steerage and headway. I equate this as when you're in your vehicle and you put the vehicle into drive, you don't touch the accelerator and it rolls forward. That's as slow as that car can go. In your vessel, you put the throttle forward in that first notch. That is as slow as the vessel can go. Idle speed. Slow speed, or slow speed minimum wake, requires that a vessel be fully off plane and completely settled into the water. The vessel must proceed at a speed that is reasonable and prudent under the prevailing circumstances, so as to avoid the creation of an excessive wake or other hazardous condition that endangers or is likely to endanger other vessels or persons using the waterway. Due to the varying speeds at which vessels of different sizes and configurations may travel while in compliance, there is no specific numeric speed assigned to slow speed. It doesn't have anything to do with mile per hour. Slow speed is slightly faster than idle speed, but the boat stays completely settled in the water. The second your bow, or the front of the boat, starts to rise, you're going too fast. Bring it back down, that is slow speed. One last sign that you often will see is the no entry zone or no entry areas. Included controlled waterways where no vessels or people are allowed to enter. These controlled areas prohibit all vessels and persons, either in vessels or swimming, diving, wading, fishing, from entering. Common examples of no entry areas include power plant warm water discharges used by wintering manatees, which are designated as no entry areas during the winter. For more information on boating, please visit myfwc.com/boating. And for more information on manatees, please visit myfwc.com/wildlifehabitats/wildlife/manatee. You can directly support manatee rescue, research, and conservation with the purchase of a specialty Save the Manatee license plate or manatee decal. We thank you for watching and hope to see you safely enjoying and sharing our waterways.